Hey Rollers, this is Josh. If you're a nerd like us, you should check out our Patreon. We have bonus QPR content like what Eek and Emberlyn are doing while the party continues their adventure, Solinar first getting into an Alarian gang, or how Boat got into the professional wrestling circuit. Thank you so much. We're only able to record QPR with the support of listeners like you. Check us out at patreon.com/goblinsgrowlers. Wait, hold on. Sorry.
Oh my god.
I had somehow highlighted the whole screen and I clicked it to make it go away and it made a calendar instead. It's now, everything's where it's supposed to be. Continue on.
This is Quid Pro Roll, a fantasy live play adventure where a party of unlikely heroes embark on a quest to bring dragons back to their world.
Well, howdy, listeners. Welcome to the Daily Crier Listening Show, where all the news in Varian and beyond can make its way right to you. Gripped by the gold pile, Solinar thinks quickly to pull himself free, and with Johannes' help, the gilded monster slinks away without its roguish snack. While a little stunned from the interaction, Solinar is soon back at it again, picking locks. Though, unfortunately, he springs a trap and gets splashed with acid. Wonder how that lock is supposed to work with a regular key. Well, soon the party makes their way into this chamber to find a trapped glass case and shining silver armor within. Quick disarm, and look at that, Johannes got an upgrade. Keep your eyes out for shiny gold monsters, listeners. And as always, y'all take care now.
So, on the last episode, Solinar burned his hands on acid. You guys found a very wet door. Koza hears jingle jangles of whatever the strange treasure creature was in the walls, and there are 3 doors that have yet to be investigated, one of them being the damp door, one of them being a door that Koza heard mysterious, very obviously temple guardian screams from, and another one that you all haven't investigated. But most notably, one of the greatest pieces of treasure that you think would be in the Silver Temple has been found. The Silver Dragon mail that has been given to Johannes.
I'm looking good.
Johannes is looking amazing.
Yeah, I hope this Silver Dragon mail fares better than the last Silver Dragon mail that we ran into.
Alita's going to slowly turn and look at you with this incredulous look on her face.
That was Boat's inner monologue. Only the audience could hear it.
Nonsense.
You thought it too loud, Boat.
You thought it so loud Alita could hear it.
All right, we got one more door to check out before we start heading dampward.
Damp door, damp door, damp door.
Was this the same direction as the jingly sound?
The jingly sound appears to be heading towards the door that you heard the scream from.
Okay.
I have a strong suspicion that the jingly sound you're hearing is the treasure monster, but I don't know for sure.
I have the same suspicion.
I do kind of love the idea, though, of the treasure monster is really good. Like, if you can tame one, they're really good for daycares because all the little kids are like, ha ha ha, jingle sounds, ha 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 ha.
You're just like jingling keys at kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so shiny.
So shiny and jingly. You just have to make sure the kids don't, like, climb into the treasure pile, because that's a problem.
Yeah, no treasure climbing.
No, they're getting absorbed by the acid. Oh, God.
Classic kid thing to do.
Classic kid thing to do. So checking out this 4th door, not screaming, not wet, and not the 2 rooms we've already been in.
The door is warm to the touch, including the knob. You can smell something floral from the other side. And as you look, there's almost a reflection of green light underneath.
Solinar on that, it's like, well, it doesn't seem dangerous. It, in fact, seems like it'll be a nice green space for hanging out and collecting one's thoughts in. But, we'll see. And I presume there is a lock on this door.
Interestingly, there is, but not one that you're used to seeing. It's a flat metal panel, no opening for lockpicks, but on the panel is inscribed a small couple notes of music.
This?
No, not like that. It's like this.
And as soon as Johannes does it, the engraving alights and the lock slides down, making the door openable.
Oh, I did not consider that might be how this door opens. Good work, buddy. And then Solinar goes to open the door.
As the door opens, a warm summer breeze blasts out from the room, surrounding all of you with the scent of fresh-cut grass and spring flowers. The room itself is impossible. There's no way that it could exist this deep into the temple. But the ceiling, if one could call it that, is a warm summer sky. There's a field of grass in front of you, littered with wildflowers being rustled gently by breeze. Around the area, the perimeters of what the room should be, are hedges and walls of roses. You found a garden.
Well, this is beautiful. I love it. Look at all these flowers. And Johannes just pops up out of a bush and he's got all these flowers all over him.
Beautiful.
Look at all these flowers. They're just growing everywhere.
So in my head, when you guys are playing this game, all of you are animated in my mind. Like, that's how QPR is for me. And Johannes constantly is animated and moves as if he was in the Emperor's New Groove. I just want you guys to know that is how I'm always imagining his movement. It's very distinct.
Llamaing my way through the world. Johannes walks up to Leah and he's like, here's a flower for you. See? It's big and silver, and it grew at an angle to care for all the other flowers so that they could get light too.
Thank you, Johannes.
And here's a flower for you, Boat. Look how strong it is.
This is great. And Boat takes the flower and puts it in his hat.
Heck yeah.
Also, because I know the audience is going to have this question, Koza is animated like a Studio Ghibli film, Solinar is animated like a modern anime, and Boat is animated like a 1980s G.I. Joe-esque cartoon.
I can live with that.
That's the best case scenario.
Now, when you say modern anime, are you thinking like Berserk? Are you thinking like Jujutsu Kaisen?
I'm thinking closer to like Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, all right.
Not Kill la Kill.
Yeah, Kill la Kill. Every time Solinar powers up, his clothes shrink down to almost nothing. Well, this is beautiful, but also confusing. And Solinar's gonna kind of like walk the rows a little bit. Are there like fresh vegetables down here?
No, only flowers and a few herbs.
How about some mushrooms?
You are going to be able to find those very small mushrooms that pop up throughout like lawns and large fields of grass where it's particularly damp. You notice that most of the mushrooms are growing to the side of the room that is closest to the damp door. There is a soft glow to these mushrooms. And something else about them that you can't quite put your finger on. Unless you want to roll a nature check for me.
And put your finger on it. Johannes is walking around and he keeps kind of like dipping in and out of bushes and places, and he kind of comes out and he's just like covered in pollen and like little seeds. And he's just humming the little tune the whole time. He's like,
Johannes is just a bumblebee.
Yeah.
That is going to be a unnatural 20.
There's crystals in the mushrooms, almost as if the mushrooms themselves are calcifying in some way.
Interesting. I've not seen something quite like this. Koza's gonna pick a couple.
You acquire 5 crystalline mushrooms.
I want to take one. I want to, like, dissect it.
Okay. So, as you cut it open, the knife you're using has a little bit of trouble and has to navigate around the crystals. They are completely crystal. They are rock. As you open it, it comes out through the center and spreads out, almost as if whatever the source of the crystallization is came through the water that the mushroom absorbed.
There's something magic. Well, I don't know if magical is the right word, but something strange about the water. It's affected these mushrooms, and this seems to have caused the crystallization.
Ooh, do you think it's because when you're really hydrated, you're stronger?
I don't think it's quite that.
Okay, we can rule that out.
Is there like a little creek that runs through the room or something?
No.
All right. Seems like we're going to have to deal with that damp room sooner rather than later.
The damp room.
Time to get wet.
Well, yeah, I guess. I wish there was another way. I'm really concerned about what it's going to mean. Maybe what it is it's like a little waterfall feature that's just too close to the door. That'd be fine.
I think somebody left the sink on still.
The water runs down, and then it kind of circulates back up, and then it runs down again. Like that wouldn't be such a big deal. Does anybody, do we need to take a minute here in this room where it's nice and calm and relaxing before we move on?
Oh, like take a short rest here?
Yeah, just a little break.
I'm down with that.
You take a short rest, gaining all of the effects and healing properties therein. This place seems comforting, peaceful. A large portion of your being doesn't want to leave this room. You could just stay here, be safe, be comfortable. Just an eternal summer's day.
I'm out of hit die. Time to move on.
Yeah, all right. This is nice, but it's not going to get us anywhere if we just hang out in this fake outdoors room. This is like somebody put AstroTurf in their basement and painted the walls blue so they could pretend to be camping.
Solinar is just sitting in the middle of a bunch of the like flower bushes, looking completely zenned out, and he's like, "Sorry, what? I could stay here. This would be fun."
So we're going to the next room.
Oh, but it's so comfy in here. Like, maybe we should take a longer break. Like, maybe we should sleep.
It is kind of comfy in here. Now that you say it, it's full of comf. But no, we gotta keep moving.
Well, I guess. I feel like, a little nap might do us some good.
Oh, I do love a little nap.
No, you're being seduced by a summer's day. We gotta go.
Well, this is like the perfect day for having a nap, like, right? Like, you get up under the tree, you maybe got a little something to read, you just lay back up there, and like, you let the breeze kind of wash over you, you listen to the grass rustle.
Well, he does have a point, Bo.
It feels like all we're missing is a swimming pool, right?
Yeah, why the heck isn't there a swimming pool in here?
Oh, even just like a little creek or something that you could dip your feet in would be amazing.
Well, if you guys are looking to get your feet wet, I've got the perfect solution for you.
Yeah, you got a room for us?
Yeah, let's go open up the damp room.
Sounds very funny.
Pulls himself up to his feet, and he's like, "Oh, I guess. It's such a nice room.
Let's get soggy."
Oh, I hope not. Be so unpleasant. Spend the rest of the dungeon with squishy socks.
So you walk up to the damp door, and again, it is damp. It is locked.
Man, never damper.
Noticeably, though, it doesn't appear to be, like, leaking out or affecting anything. The wood isn't warped, neither is the area around the door. The floor doesn't seem to be damp. It doesn't appear that, like, it's flooding out in any way.
All right, I'm going to pick this lock, and then I'm going to be ready to jump back in case these doors immediately swing open with a flood of water.
It'd be nice, though, because then maybe we'd get a stream in this room.
So you're just going to pick the lock?
Yeah, I think Solinar is still thinking about the warm, comfy room, and he's like, it just wants to go back there. And it's like, fine, I'll just pick this lock.
So while you are able to get the lock open, you do hear another cracking sound from inside the lock. Corrosive acid, once again, is going to come out of the lock and does 12 damage to you.
As the acid splashes on him again, and Solinar's like wiping it off frantically, and then he like realizes that his lockpicks have corroded. He's like, no, not again. Why would 2 in the same room? Why?
Mm-hmm. The call was coming from inside the lock.
I can't believe you fell for that again.
Koza casts Min on the lock.
Much like previously, it is going to reconstruct the lock. Though this time, because Solinar did succeed in lockpicking it, it will be open. The sound of rushing water that you can hear inside the room intensifies as the lock is undone.
Well, Solinar, would you at least like to be the one to open the door?
Solinar, standing 2 feet away, staring at his empty lockpick pouches and just like looking very upset. Sorry, what?
Well, even if your lockpick is ruined, the door's unlocked, I think. So, do you at least want to be the one to open it?
No.
Okay. Hey, is there like remains of the lockpick?
They're like corroded, but yeah, there's like still bits of them.
Here, let me see that, and Koza casts Min on the lockpick.
Will that work for corroded, like...
I have no idea.
Will that fix them if they're corroded?
I have no idea.
I hope
maybe.
that the answer is yes. That would bring me so much joy.
Only if it's not magical, right? Isn't that the line for mending?
So I will also allow it to fix the lockpick.
Here you go. It's maybe a little slimier than it was before.
Wait, how'd you do that?
Well, it's kind of like the little calcified mushroom, but also kind of slimier.
I mean, that's fine. I don't mind that I can wipe that off.
It's always going to be slimy now. I'm so sorry.
Well, you know what? It's still lockpicks. It's still something.
The slimes come from the mushrooms that I used from the mycella, so it'll make so much slime.
The hand feel is not optimal.
Like, I don't know if you've ever felt like the way dog slobber feels like you can never really wipe it off your hands.
I will say, if something happens to this set of lockpicks after they've been mended, they will not be reparable beyond it.
Oh, hurry, snap them on your leg because they're so slimy.
Well, this is great. Thank you, Koza.
You're welcome.
All right, I guess let's see what's behind the double doors.
Damp door, damp door, damp door.
As you open the door, you step into a room of gleaming translucent crystal, all collecting to a basin at the center of a room and a spire that towers overhead, impossibly so. From the spire spits forth a fall of pure, clear water. There is a feeling of nostalgia here, and a memory of the day that you began the quest to fulfill this prophecy.
So it looks kind of like Lord Alden's place inside the glade?
A little bit, yes. Only crystal instead of the more natural area that he had. Natural, I mean like stone and grass and trees and all that. Whereas this is just crystal.
Solinar half instinctively just puts a steadying hand on Alita's shoulder.
This is probably where the cleansing needs to happen for us to get the relic.
That certainly makes a lot of sense.
I love cleansing and I love relics. What do you need us to do, Alita?
I just need to stay here and perform some of the rituals. You all can go deeper in. If you can find us where the relic will be, that will make things easier. And will save time.
Leave it to me. Johannes, do the little salute.
Thank you, Johannes.
All right, does that mean we have to go to the screaming door now?
Well, maybe, but there was another pathway that we didn't take a while ago. I presume there's no other doors out of this room.
This room doesn't appear to have doors, but it's a very weird room because of how it's set up with the crystal, that there could very easily be hidden doors and you wouldn't be able to find them. At least not easily.
I'm willing to do a lap around just to see if there's anything I can locate.
I'm gonna roll religion, Johannes says out loud.
Just to see if Bahamut does any religious inspiration.
I love religion. I got a 10.
What are you trying to figure out?
I just want to know about this room.
It does appear to be a ritual cleansing room for priests and priestesses of a particular deity to cleanse themselves before rituals.
Cleansing. Well, I'm going to do a little cleansing too.
The room's purpose is ritualistic and meditative just as much as it is, I guess, hygienic is the word. This is supposed to be where you not just cleanse your body, it is also supposed to be where you cleanse your mind and prepare yourselves for very powerful rituals.
Yeah, Johannes, while Solinar's taking a lap and other people are doing what they're doing, Johannes sits down and he's just doing a little meditating. Gotta stay present.
All right, Boat, Koza?
I don't know if Boat really has anything he could do to assist with any preparations or anything, so he's just gonna go back into the main hallway and just sort of look around.
Okay. You roll investigation for this room. Is there anything that you're trying to find?
I guess it's more of just like when you're leaving the house and you know you have everything that you need before you leave the house, like if you're going on a trip, but you also go back in and just like, I'm just gonna do like a once over and just make sure I have everything. Like that kind of thing.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you right now that Boat has his wallet, he has his keys, and there's nothing that he's missing in here because he rolled a 3.
He's got everything.
Yeah.
Koza?
Yeah, Koza, he's ready to go. He's got all his stuff. He's hidden okay to you cannot return past this point. But
you might not be able to return to this area. Go forward. Solinar, roll investigation for me.
That's a good start. It's a 15 raw. 23.
Raw. I hate that.
A raw 15.
So it's a 23?
23.
So you're going to feel around the crystal of the walls, and on the wall beside the waterfall, you're going to feel a small notch that gives to your hand as you press into it gently.
I think I've got something here. When you say it's got like give, is there like something back there, like a lever, or is it just like the section of wall is maybe something I could press through?
It feels more like a lever.
Solinar is going to look back at the group and he's like, I'm gonna pull this lever. And then he does.
As you pull the lever, a chunk of crystal about the width of 2 men drops into the floor, revealing a completely pitch black hallway. It's so dark you almost see stars in the shadow.
Whoa! That crystal's the size of 2 men, which is 4 of me.
Because you're half man. Got it.
Solinar does like a tentative step, like making sure that there's ground in this hallway.
The ground feels off, but it does feel solid.
So it feels like something he could stand on.
It does. It just... Saying that it feels like floor or ground is inaccurate, but it does feel sturdy enough that you can walk on it.
Solinar takes like one step in to see if he can get his eyes to adjust at all to the dark.
You walk in and you wouldn't know if you can see or not as far as the darkness goes. Because even if you could see, it just continues to stretch on. If this is simply a hallway, it's long enough that you can't see the end.
So I'm not seeing walls or anything, though. Like, I'm just...
If you reach out to your sides, you can feel walls, but you can't see them.
Well, it's rare that I ever need this, but... And Solinar reaches into his pack and he pulls out a hooded lantern that he's got. He loads it with oil, and then he lights it using a snap of his fingers and a quick Shazam.
The lantern bursts to life with light before the fire struggles. It sputters and it fights before it finally extinguishes.
Solinar's stepping back out of this room.
What if we just throw some stuff in there?
I don't know what's going on in there, but it's whatever it is, it's, I think, magical in nature, and it's not normal, and I don't like it. I can't see anything, and that is in spite of my very good night vision, but on top of that, I tried to light a lantern to see a little something, and it lit very briefly and then was put out almost immediately.
A leap of faith is worthless if you have light.
So this is like a testing chamber?
I have no idea. I have no idea why I said that.
I'm gonna throw a hand axe in there.
So you're gonna reel back and you're gonna throw the hand axe as hard and as far as you can go. You hear off in the distance a soft clanging sound where it hits the ground.
Okay, so we know at least as far as I can throw a hand axe, there's ground.
So you're trusting it as far as you can throw it.
Exactly. Boat's just gonna start running down the dark hallway.
Just start sprinting full speed. God, I hope that there is no like abrupt right turn or something.
Well, if there is, that it'll be where the hand axe was.
Oh, well, I guess, and Koza just starts walking into the darkness.
Quite a few paces behind Boat, you also enter the dark room. There is a comfort to this darkness, a feeling of safety in being unseen.
Solinar cocks his head at Alita and is like, well, if what I have to have is faith, then I will have faith that I believe in both the unity of the party and in you being part of it. And then he steps into the darkness.
You travel in the dark for what feels like half an hour to 45 minutes. It's a long trek before you come across a door that glows of its own light. It looks like it stands in a complete abyss. The light doesn't reflect onto anything, revealing where the floor and doors are, but it itself stands out against the canvas of black. Engraved on the door, in glowing runes, well, runes is improper, glowing letters. It's written in common, the way that most of the things in the temple haven't been. Do you seek what is inside?
I presume Boat is the first one at the door, since Boat was the first one to
Yes.
Solinar kind of seeing the door, and I'm guessing seeing the silhouette of like Boat and Koza
So, I guess we rally back up here, and then I presume we want whatever's inside.
But you are closest to the door. What are you doing?
Refresh me again on what the door says.
Do you seek what is inside? The letters glow in common and appear to shimmer, almost as if they're not truly engravings.
I look at the door and I say, yes?
The letters disappear and then reappear with a simple word. Why?
Oh, the hard-hitting questions.
Mm-hmm. To bring back dragons.
Are you ready to test your own valor?
Yes.
Are you ready to test your own wisdom?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you willing to sacrifice?
When did this become a text adventure?
Solinar steps forward and is like, absolutely.
The words disappear and the door opens, revealing a very dimly lit room. There's a feeling of sanctity here. In the center of the room stands 4 pillars, each inscribed with one of your names. Hey guys, Alex here. I am just popping in to thank some of our Patreon subscribers. I cannot tell you guys how much it means to me to have you guys all on this journey with us and for making this possible. I want to thank Brian Barltrop, Caitlin Brophy, Craig Little, James Arms, Kane Agnelli, and Kyle Oatman. You guys help make this reality, and I'll never be able to tell you how grateful I am. So hopefully this does a little bit of it. Thank you.
Just want to go on record as Solinar was the one who said they were ready to sacrifice, not vote.
Recorded.